Now on Good Morning El Paso. In a historic vote, Britain is exiting the European Union. I'm Adrienne Bankert in New York. We'll have the latest for you coming up. An intersection in northeast El Paso was closed overnight as El Paso police investigated a fatal crash. The latest details from our round-the-clock news team straight ahead. And temperatures are soaring in the borderland. What should you do if you see an animal left inside a hot car?
Where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC 7's Good Morning El Paso.
The British people have made a choice. That not only needs to be respected, but those on the losing side of the argument, myself included, should help to make it work.
Breaking overnight, a shocking and historic decision. The United Kingdom voting to withdraw from the European Union. The Brexit causing major ripple effects around the world, rattling markets and raising complicated questions about trade, travel and immigration in the EU's 28-country bloc. We'll have much more on this developing story coming up in just a moment and how it affects all of us. But first, good morning, El Paso, Las Cruces and Juarez. I'm Hillary Floren. I should correct myself and say good Friday morning, right, Nicole?
Yes,
who
doesn't get excited about Friday? I know I am excited. But Hillary, we are in for another warm day today. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Right now, let's get you out the door. And as you head out, be sure to download the ABC 7 weather app because we are tracking some showers. You can get your temperatures and the weather for the next 7 days. Currently, here's what's taking place in our clouds and radar picture. We are seeing some light rainfall tracking through eastern portions of El Paso County, and the darker rain is well out towards our east. Our storm outlook for today, we do have those rain chances in the forecast for our entire viewing area. But let's get you out the door right now. If you're out in Santa Teresa by the War Eagles Air Museum, 79 West El Paso, just outside of our studio. We're at 81. St. Pius, 81 is the current temperature. At the El Paso Airport, we're at 77, 73 Las Cruces, 68 is the current temperature in Alamogordo. So as you can see all across the board here, we do have those comfortable temperatures. Coming up at 6:07, we'll take a look at what you should grab before you head out the door with our weather on the 7s. Hillary?
Thanks so much, Nicole. Now breaking news that is impacting the entire world. As we mentioned, Prime Minister David Cameron saying that he is resigning now that the majority of British voters decided to go ahead and leave the European Union. Cameron says Britain needs fresh leadership at this point. He says although Britain's departure from the EU is not what he would have chosen, negotiations should begin to leave the 28-member bloc and that he's not the captain to steer the country through those negotiations. Cameron says that he should be replaced by October. Meanwhile, President Obama is expected to speak with British Prime Minister David Cameron within the next day on the UK's historic referendum. Obama was reportedly briefed on the incoming results while traveling to California ahead of an entrepreneurship summit. The Leave campaign has declared June 23rd as Britain's Independence Day. Stocks dropping, it is already having a global impact and for reasons that hit very close to home. ABC's Adrienne Bankert continues our complete coverage now.
The emotional decision for Britain to leave the European Union comes with the resignation of Prime Minister David Cameron.
I think the country requires fresh leadership to take it in this direction.
Many who voted leave are concerned about immigration and the threat of terrorism. With the passing of the British exit from the EU comes more control at Britain's borders, currently open to member nations.
If ISIS can get into Turkey, there's no reason ISIS can get across Europe and get into England, and we could have a Paris thing, a Belgium thing happen in this country.
People with no papers, it'll be more controlled.
This morning, world markets are in panic mode, the British pound dropping to its lowest level since the 1980s. Here in the U.S., stocks are pointing sharply lower. The Dow expected to open down 700 points. Financial shockwaves as many dismiss the idea that Brexit would ever pass, amid analyst warnings that it could be devastating to the world economy. Facing this new reality, some strategists remain optimistic markets will rebound.
I think it would actually be containable, and I'm certainly not going to be throwing myself out of a window.
I would reassure those markets and investors that Britain's economy is fundamentally strong.
This is historic and uncharted territory. Prime Minister Cameron saying that he will stay in office until October. Adrienne Bankert, ABC News, New York.
El Paso police have not released the identity of the people involved in a deadly crash. From our round-the-clock news team, the crash happened around 9 o'clock last night right at the intersection of Diana and Guadalupe. Emergency dispatch tells us 2 vehicles were involved here. Police tell us a minivan hit a car and the car took out a stop sign. 1 person is now dead and 2 others were very seriously injured. No other details have been released at this point. Today, the borderland will see those scorching hot temps again. New this morning, what to do if you spot a dog in a hot vehicle. Good morning, El Paso's Denise Olivas is live with these details. Denise.
Good morning, Hillary. A dog left in a hot car can cause permanent damage or even death. In 70-degree temperatures, the inside of a vehicle can reach 120 degrees. The City of El Paso Animal Services Department, of course, urges the community to call 911 first. But if you opt to break a window in order to save the animal, Operations Manager Hugo Navarro says that you could be held responsible for damages and you may even have to defend your actions in court. Only 22 states in the U.S. have some sort of Good Samaritan law that allows a person to break a car window to save a pet. Texas is not one of them. In El Paso, the pet owner could face consequences.
If it's death, it's going to be a police matter. If we get there just in time, we could issue a violation, a citation to the owner, and educate them on how important it is not to leave your dog in the vehicle.
So, of course, the Animal Services Department urges the public, if you don't have to take your pets anywhere, don't, especially when it's hot. Instead, leave them indoors. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Denise. With the death of Justice Antonin Scalia earlier this year, the U.S. Supreme Court is deadlocked on the issue of immigration and has failed now to come up with a ruling. At issue, President Obama's immigration plan to help millions living in the country illegally. The executive order would have granted legal protections to family members of U.S. citizens living in the U.S. illegally. Because a lower court ruled against the program, it is effectively killed for the rest of Obama's tenure. The president vowed to make it an election year issue come November. The affirmative action program at the University of Texas was upheld by the court. It takes into account someone's race when deciding whom to admit. The case ended up in the Supreme Court after a white woman sued the university, claiming her application was denied based on her race. Supporters of affirmative action argue it's necessary to ensure diversity. 6:07, weather and traffic on the 7s on this Friday morning. Another hot one in store for us, right, Nicole?
Good morning, Hillary. It will be another hot one today. Our temperatures in El Paso right now, we're watching them. 77 degrees, 73 Las Cruces. Yesterday around this time of year, or yesterday around this time, I should say, our temperatures were not this warm. 73 Las Cruces. We're also keeping an eye on radar. We're seeing some rain tracking through eastern portions of El Paso County. Our ABC 7 WeatherNet sites showing temperatures across southern New Mexico. At the Farm and Ranch, we're at 77, Sierra Middle School 78, Mesilla Valley Christian School 75 is the current temperature. Las Cruces, you're at 73, El Paso at the airport 77, 68 Alamogordo, we're at 70 degrees in TRC. So temperatures already starting to warm up. But here is what you need as you plan your day and you head out the door this morning. You'll need sunblock and those sunglasses. Temperatures running above average this afternoon. Make sure you stay hydrated. Gatorade, Powerade, water, whatever makes you feel comfortable. By this evening, rain chances will be sitting at 30%, but notice our temperatures will be at 101. So definitely want to protect yourself throughout the afternoon. But how's the traffic looking this morning, Mauricio?
Well, Nicole, good morning. For the most part, traffic is looking good across the borderland, but we just got word of an accident going on near Horizon on I-10 East near Harnose Drive. That's exit 37. Traffic is actually being forced off right here. You're not really reflected. It's not seeing it reflected in our traffic flows right now, but traffic is being forced off on exit 37, and then they have to merge back onto I-10 East. Again, this just happened, so I'll keep you updated, make some phone calls, and try to figure out what exactly is happening, try to find some alternate routes for you. But let's take a live look outside with our ABC7 TechStock camera at I-10 East at Harnose Drive. You can see the eastbound lanes are on the left side of your screen, and no traffic is flowing right now, but again, I will keep you updated on what's going on.
All right, thanks so much. Still to come here on Good Morning El Paso, a meeting on a controversial project on the west side gave some residents more details about what could be coming our way. This is ABC 7, where news comes first.
With the ultimate high-potency probiotic, life feels a little lighter, livelier, a little more you. Ultimate Flora Probiotics live digestively and also deliciously with probiotic gummies and fizzy drink mix.
Caress presents the world's first body wash with fragrance release pearls. Touch your skin to release fragrance up to 12 hours. Now in 4 unforgettable fragrances.
A lot goes into new Quaker breakfast flats. Tart cranberries, crunchy almonds, sweet bananas, and more. Baked in with our wholesome oats. Help satisfy your morning hunger with every bite. New Quaker breakfast flats.
You do what it takes to be healthy, but can your multivitamin do more for your immune health? Now, One A Day has the first multivitamin with probiotics to support the 70% of your immune system that's found in your digestive tract. New One A Day with probiotics. Your multi with more.
ABC 7 Storm Track weather, now first with a 7-day forecast always on your screen. Plus our new County Cast goes deeper into local weather, showing you forecasted temperatures for locations throughout El Paso and Doña Ana County. ABC 7 Storm Track weather, now offering you more.
Anchors dressed by Ella Blue. 600 ESPN El Paso is your source for sports. Mike and Mike.